This may seem like an odd video, but I made a video on this topic a bit back, and I want to make a new video on it because the original one was not that great, which is why this video exists. That aside, this is a Brother PT-1890 label maker. I don't know how long these have been around, but looking at things on Brother's support website suggests that this model has been around at least since late 2007. Going into a tad bit of history on the company that made this label maker. It was founded in 1908 in Japan. Just for the record, a lot of Japanese companies have been around for quite a long time. In fact, some of the oldest companies in the world are based in Japan. The Brother P-Touch was introduced in 1989. Brother makes a lot of different products. They're well known for printers, sewing machines, and typewriters. However, they make a lot of different products. In fact, the printer I use to print a lot of my stuff is a Brother printer, and apparently they make desktop computers. I think it's time that we should talk about the label maker, because that's probably what you're here to see. On the left hand side, you have your printer stuff like the output area and the button to cut the label once it's done printing, and on the right hand side, you have the DC in port for an optional AC adapter. There isn't much going on the bottom of the system, however, you do have a door for 6 batteries. These batteries in particular are AA alkaline batteries, and they're pretty standard batteries. They're like stuff that you can find at like stores for cheap. But that's going to generally summarize things on the sides and bottom. In terms of tape, you're supposed to use TZE tape. However, this is something I have not necessarily been following exactly the same memo on. As you see here, this is a 18mm TZE tape that is used for this model. This came with the label maker. However, you can also use AZE and BYZ tapes. I don't think these are recommended, however, because it says to only use TZE tapes. And besides, when I've used AZE tapes, it's caused the tapes to get damaged. I had another TZE tape, but it ran out, and then I decided to destroy it about a year ago because that was when it ran out. And you can change the tape with this door. It shouldn't be too hard, but you shouldn't necessarily force it either, because then you could probably break the tape, and you don't want to do that. Well, I think we should power this thing on. We have 2 font options, being Helsinki, which is similar to like fonts like Arial and Helvetica, and then there's also Bohemia, which is a more serif kind of font, similar to like Times New Roman and stuff. This keyboard is a little cramped for my hands. I sometimes make spelling mistakes, but it's okay for the most part. By the way, this thing has a LCD screen that is about 3 inches big. We can print the labels. Of course we can. It should be able to. It's a label maker, and it prints a-okay on and prints pretty clearly on my system. However, I probably should do something about the margins, because that is quite some big margin. Labels have these 2 strips on the back. Fairly simple. You just peel these strips off and then apply the label. Sometimes I'm not that great at this. Like, I sometimes mess up, but that's probably just me. We have various options in the FN menu. I'm going to take a look at the style menu here, because I want to change the style to vertical, because I want to see what it looks like. As you can see here, this vertical label did not really use a small amount of tape. I probably should take a more conservative approach with using my tape. Well, it is what it is. I forgot to mention that we have files which are built into memory. There are 5 file slots that we can save to and load and whatnot. We have different symbols, some being general punctuation and stuff, others being actual symbols, like for example an envelope. We also have this A/F button, which is formatting if I remember correctly, which is if you want to format things for, say, a VHS tape or a file tab or something. And that's generally gonna wrap things up for this label maker. It's not too bad, however, I have heard stories of people having issues with these things before. Maybe I've just been lucky or something, I'm not sure. But I don't really have anything else to say, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!